Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Now, today we're going to look at the ultimate super heavy tank in Blitz. Right now, that of course is the VK7201K. Of course, the last update, Wargaming rebalanced this tank. Now, they rebalanced a lot of tanks, most tier 10 tanks, but this one, I believe, has been given maybe the most, I don't know, but the most love, because what they've done with this tank now has just made it even stronger. Yes, they've nerfed it as well, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, they have made this tank into a super heavy. Not just a super heavy tank, not just a heavy tank, but yeah, they've really made this tank into a super heavy tank. So what have they changed? What have they rebalanced? So let's talk about the negatives first. What have they done to change the tank for the bad? So the average damage has now gone down. So they reduced it. What was it? 640, I believe, for the standard AP. That is now 600. So the AP goes, the damage goes down. So ultimately, if the damage goes down, the DPM goes down as well. And also, not only that, but the hit points have gone down by 150. So far, just the average damage has dropped. The hit points has gone down 150. And that's it. That is it. That's all your negatives. Now, let's look at the positives. So, yes, the average damage has gone down to 600, but it's gone down for a reason, because the reload is now almost 2.5 seconds shorter. Yes, you read that right. 2.5 seconds shorter, which is insane. Absolutely insane. But not just that. The aiming time has gone down by 0.45 seconds, which again is crazy. That's not it. There is even more. This tank used to have the camo net, but they've changed that as well to improve suspension. So of course, the average speed, you can get 3 kilometers quicker. The hold turn rate, 7 degrees better. The terrain crossing, the road, ground, water, all better as well. So you're just making it a better tank. So I probably definitely wouldn't run improved optics. I would definitely run improved suspension. But not only that, the armor profile has got better. The armor profile was already insane with the tank when you're looking at it directly. When you start to angle, then it does become a little bit weaker. But Wargaming have changed that, because the turret cheeks, where it was a big downfall, they have now been buffed. They've been reinforced. Yes, the turret cheeks have been reinforced, the round turret cheeks there. But that's not the only thing that's been reinforced. The rounded hull as well. So if you can see, like the side bit at the bottom of the turret, you've got these, where it starts to go round. Wait a minute, I'll be able to show you actually. If I just do that, these bits here, and this side, and of course the other side, that used to be a massive weak point, but they have also been reinforced. So the two massive downfalls with armor have been made better. So yeah, that's a plus. Now, another thing this tank has already got that it's not been changed is tungsten shells. So yes, the average damage has gone down, but because it's got tungsten shells, you can still get that damage anyway whilst using the tungsten shells. Honestly, Wargaming have just made this tank really super. Now, I've got a replay in it, not a very good replay. I'll show you a little bit of it, because I do sort of mess up. I don't mess up really, I do all right. I think I get a first class, but just to show you what the tank is absolutely capable of doing. So we're going to go for the blind, well, we was going to go for the blind shot. Of course, the aim time, the dispersion, yeah, even though the aim time's got better, it's still not fantastic. It's still not like, wow. It's okay for what it is. And you've got to remember, this, like an E100 or like a mouse, this is like that, you know. It is a super heavy tank. It's not just a heavy, it is a super heavy. It's got a really big gun, and it's got great armor. And this poor T62 is going to see my tungsten shells. Like, see you later. See you later, Pavlo. You're going to go back to the garage in less than 1 minute. So go and pick another tank, restart another game, and you'll forget about that Amarak very, very soon. But that's all I really wanted to show you. But I'm in the situation now where I'm pushing forward, you know. I'm hiding. I can because I've got my armor, and I can still get bounces now, especially from my turret cheeks, especially from my hull. But of course, if you are angled, yeah, you're going to make it easy for the enemy team. You are going to get penetrated. But if you look directly at them, yes, it hasn't got fantastic hasn't got fantastic gun depression. And again, like that, if we are going to start turning our turret, you have to expect to be shot, because that is exactly what's going to happen. 496 on heat, yeah, that does a bit, that is, you know, that sucks a little bit. But I'm reloading 2.5 seconds quicker, so I really don't mind dropping a little bit of alpha. And I've got to remember that I'm using heat as well, so that's going to be less damage. And again, I wasn't looking at this hurry, I was looking somewhere else. I was more focusing on the Death Star. The Death Star worried me a lot more than the hurry did, to be fair. I really wanted to clear him, because if I'm not looking at him and I'm looking at the Hori, the Death Star could just easily hesh my side, and I'd be back to the garage along with the T-62. But what I'm actually doing sitting this far forward is, because pretty much all the tanks are around me, I'm actually getting some assistant damage. Yes, I'm actually getting some assistant damage. And when that guy tries to shoot HE, I mean, he's a Death Star and he only done 60 damage. That's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. But he done the right thing. He knew he couldn't penetrate me in that position, so he just switches to the HE and tries to do a bit of splash damage. Sadly, it was only 60 at that point. So the AMX 30B, like, I'm spotting this guy. I'm getting all, look at the assistant damage now, 2,510, 2,514 assistant damage. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll happily just build up my assistant damage here. But I do mess up. I do sort of get over the top, and I am going to get penetrated by a couple more tanks. I'm still 1,200 hit points. I don't want to just push forward. If you guys can hear this rain, like, I do apologise. I'm in my office at the minute, and it is absolutely chucking it down. Absolutely chucking it down outside. Lightning and everything. So if you do hear the rain, you might not, but if you do hear the rain, I do apologise. So when you're playing the tank, the one thing I would suggest is do try to face the enemy. You know, if they come up on your side, or if you are looking away, then they will be able to easily penetrate you. Just remember that it isn't the greatest for armor when you're not looking at the enemy. If you're looking away, it is quite a weak tank when it comes to armor. But we're going to have another game, or we're not going to have another game. His Royal Fatness is. He's not his Royal Fatness, he's Royal Fadness. Absolutely amazing game, and this, hopefully a replay like this will make you want to grind this tank. It is a good tank to grind, it really is. I've always enjoyed the tank. I prefer this probably maybe over the E100. I don't know why, probably just because of the armor profile, to be fair. The E100 is super strong in the right hands. Yes, you do have to get your angling up to scratch. You need to know how to angle. But this tank, you could just roll up and face them, and you will get bounces. If you start angling, and of course that is when it does become a lot weaker. So our guy is pushing to the right side. Most of the team are, to be fair. One tank is down already. The IS-7 and the E4 have decided to go to the middle. And you can see the red team have pretty much all started to push this way. But what I like about that is these guys, these 4 guys here, they're not fazed by it. You know, okay, if there's 7 tanks here, we'll take them on. We will take them on. We are not bothered. We're not going to run. We are going to stay, and we are going to fight. And I'm glad this happens, because our VK does a super job. No idea what that standard B was intending to do, but he got wrecked. I mean, look, they are all over here. Literally every single enemy tank is over this side of the map. So it's not going to be easy, because the IS-7 and the E4 are pretty much out of the game at this point. They are out of the game, and I suck. At least he admits it. At least he admits he done a boo-boo. He made a mistake. But there goes the Leopard 1. So at least that's a quick fast, medium tank with fantastic DPM out of the game. But there goes the SU-122. At least the standard B. Fair play to that standard B. You know, he made a mistake. He knew he made a mistake. He said he sucks, and he said he's sorry. You can't ask for more than that. Everybody makes mistakes, and he owned it. He absolutely owned it, so fair play. Right now, it is a 3 versus 6. Our guy is now all here, all by himself. He's going to have, look at it, they are chasing him. He needs to back up. But again, because of that reload, 2.5 seconds, that reload changed this game. If he wouldn't have had a 2.5 seconds shorter reload, he wouldn't have got that shot off. He would not have been able to get that shot off. That guy would have been able to get around him, and it would be game over at this point. But beautiful HE shot there. He was just over the 600 hit points, so he used HE to guarantee that shot. So far, 2.8k damage. The AMX-50B decides to come around him, which is the right decision, because what he's now done, he has turned this VK, so he's now got his back to these guys. If a Death Star comes behind him right now, it is game over. It is absolutely game over. But again, I love the fact that he's ignoring the other guys. I love the fact that he's willing to use the HE to try and maximize the damage, and it is paying off for him. So right now, they bring it down to a 2 versus 3. A 2 versus 3. They have done an absolutely remarkable job. Is he going to try and go for the HE again? Look, he's trying to just get far forward. He's trying to hug this guy face on. He's not trying to angle. He's just trying to face this guy. And that is where you're going to get your bounces. And the guy in the T30, he's got a good pen. And again, the standard B, well played, you know, GG VK. 5.9k damage. Is he going to be able to clear him? Of course, with just 300 hit points. 2 versus 2, but of course there is still a Death Star on the enemy team. The IS-7 is losing it. He is now a one-shot. There's the Death Star. He has to be very, very careful of that Death Star. He gets a beautiful shot there. 579. So yes, he does low roll a bit, which is a shame, because if he wouldn't have low rolled and he would have actually high rolled, the Death Star would have definitely been a one-shot. But having 640 hit points excuse me, it's not a guaranteed one shot, and he actually bounces that shot. But he has to use the tungsten shells right now. He has to try and guarantee this pen. Is he going to use it? Of course he is, and he gets the shot and he gets the kill. So that is now 6 kills for our guy. 6 kills, 7,400 damage. But this Type 71, he's got quite a bit of hit points left. He's got quite a bit of armor, and that there was a beautiful bounce and a very nice high roll. But he's still got a lot of work to do. Of course, at this point, he's probably shaking. You know, he's going to want this win. He's going to want this win more than anyone. Being on 8,700 damage, 6 kills. If you end the game right now and lose it, what a shame that would be. But again, facing the guy straight on, he does manage to get the bounce. Now, again, beautiful high roll there, 600, but he does get penetrated, which means he is now a one-shot. I don't know if he's going to reload on time, but it is going to be neck and neck. He is trying to angle. He does get penned, but it is a low roll. Game over, surely. No, it's not. He bounces. That is not what you want. When you're on 6 kills and 9,000 damage, that is not what you want. But what you do want is a beautiful bounce again like that. And at this point, it's game over. Well played, his Royal Fadness. Absolutely well played. 3,000 block damage, but of course, over 9,000. Well, let's have a look. What did he get? 9,638 damage. And of course, the Rizani medal. That is what this tank is capable of doing. So definitely now Wargaming have made it better. Yes, they've taken some damage. Yes, they've taken some hit points. But it is now absolutely fantastic. And well played to the Type 71. I mean, 6,400 damage. He wanted that win as well. But sadly, the VK took it. So well played indeed. But definitely go grind the tank, guys. Go grind the tank, because it is a super, super heavy tank. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.